Hello guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building something that feels a little bit bigger compared to everything else I do on the channel these days, because I definitely tend to stick to either smaller homes, so like cottages or just tiny homes, maybe even tiny cottages. That's also a thing that I do. Plus, I've also been doing some smaller apartments lately because I've just been feeling like doing a lot of interior. So it's mainly been like, I just clapped my hands, sorry if you could hear that, but it's mainly been shorter builds here on the channel lately. But today we are building on a 40 by 30. I started out building this on a 30 by 20, as you can see right here. The house shell is definitely a bit on the smaller side for 30 by or for 40 by 30. But I just felt like it looked weird on the 30 by 20. Those lots are so uncommon to me right now that I'm mixing up like how to say it and stuff. Just, you know, deal with that. Take it with a grain of salt. It's been a while since I've done anything on a 40 by 30, so yeah, it was definitely a little bit challenging all of a sudden. I'm out of practice, I'm a little bit rusty, but I do like how the house turned out. I was kind of trying to go for a very kind of basic shape to the exterior, so the house shell is a pretty basic shape for a suburban house. And then I at first wanted to make the interior very basic as well, so not like themed in any way or anything like that, but then I actually went a more autumnal route, I think. Let me know what you think about the color scheme on the exterior though. I feel like it's very autumnal, it's very brown, it's very warm. But of course, just let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I did have a lot of fun with this house, even though I feel like it took me a long time compared to what I'm used to these days. But it was all fun, so. Plus, the voiceover is also going to be like 28 minutes long or something, which is a very long time compared to a tiny house, like 12 minutes, 10, 12 minutes or so. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna figure out what to talk about throughout this voiceover. I feel like my brain is slightly foggy though. I will like give you a bit of a heads up because you know those days, I think I talked about this like a month ago or 2 weeks ago or something, but you know those days where you go to bed and then you're like really tired and you just want to sleep, but it's like your brain doesn't shut off and you can't stop thinking about things, and that doesn't help because you can't fall asleep if your brain is just going at 100 speed all the time. At least I know I can't. So I had one of those nights from Monday to Tuesday. I basically ended up sleeping like 4 or 5 hours or so, which is not a lot, especially not at my age. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not a lot, and you should definitely sleep more than 4 to 5 hours. If you're on like a roll with 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night, it's not good for your brain, it's not good for your body. And you should definitely try to sleep more. I used to be one of those when I went to school that could basically sleep like 5 hours every night and would be completely fine in school. I wouldn't be struggling falling asleep or anything like that, but like in reality, it's not good for your body, so you should definitely try to sleep more if you're doing something like that. But anyways, so I was trying to, or I slept like 4 to 5 hours Monday to Tuesday, and then of course yesterday night I was like, I'm gonna sleep so well tonight, but then I had to get up early in the morning, and for some reason I was getting nervous that I would oversleep, which I never do. I always have my alarm on, so I don't really oversleep. This is getting funny later on, by the way. But anyways, so I don't know, I just kept like thinking, and I was scared that I was gonna oversleep because it's important. I had to go to the dentist, like it's pretty important. I'm having my wisdom tooth removed later this month, so I had to go to the dentist. And because I was like nonstop thinking that I was gonna oversleep, I couldn't fall asleep. So I ended up sleeping like 4 hours again, and I'm just really tired now. But also I went to take a nap after I was done editing this video and actually overslept. I took a 2-hour nap, so that's why this video is out a bit late. But you know, sometimes a girl just needs her sleep, so it just came in the shape of a nap this time instead of actually sleeping through the night. That is just how it is sometimes. If you're really tired, you should definitely go take a nap because it's worth it. You'll feel better if you haven't slept much in like a week or so, or 2 days as well. Like, go take a nap, right now, or just, you know, pause the video, go take a nap. It's okay. But yeah, so that's why the video is out a bit late, because I actually overslept from a nap. It feels so weird when you oversleep from naps, because you're like, what happened? Is it the next day? How long did I sleep for? I'm really hungry and I have to go to the bathroom, because of course you don't go to the bathroom before you go take a nap like you would do before you go sleep for the night. So yeah, I was just like, how long have I slept for? Is it night? Is it the morning after? What's happening? But no, we're all good. I just slept an hour extra, so we're all good. But yeah, that's why this video is a little bit late, because I overslept from my nap. So just in case you were wondering, this was also supposed to have been up yesterday actually. Also, then I decided to move it to today because I thought I could have it up on Patreon for the patrons, but I just couldn't manage to do it in time. And then I was just so tired that editing this, I was literally like, this is why I had to take a nap, because my eyes were just closing by themselves. Like, they just wouldn't stay open. You know, like when you're really tired and you just can't keep your eyes open. I was dealing with that, so that's why I had to go take a nap. It is what it is, but we're good. There'll be a 24-hour early access to the videos on Patreon later this week, so I'll be on top of that, because tomorrow I'm actually recording for both Friday and also Saturday, so they'll be up before they're up here on YouTube, just for those of you who are wondering. But yeah, so I'm working a bit towards that. It's been a bit difficult lately because I feel like I haven't had enough time. And I don't know, it's hard when you have two channels and suddenly you have to go to Copenhagen as well. And how do you pre-record with everything up and remember everything, remember where to post everything and stuff when you suddenly don't have a lot of time? I feel like I missed one space in the landscaping, because I'm looking at my floor plan picture right now. I know I'm just completely changing the subject, but we also have to talk about the build a little bit. I'll get into that. But I'm sitting here, I always have because I have two monitors, which is really good when you're editing videos, by the way, just in case you were wondering. But I always have, when I do my voiceovers, I always have my floor plan up on the other picture so that I can kind of keep track of where I am in the build. And I could actually see that I forgot to landscape one little area in the backyard, so just ignore that in the pictures. I'll make sure it's fixed for the uploaded version, of course, but just ignore it in the pictures. I just want to make sure you know. Also, I have to address this because I always get comments whenever I forget something in a speed build, like hampers are very common for me to forget, or toddler potties as well. Whenever I don't place them down in the speed build itself, someone will comment on it. Don't worry about it this time. I fixed it for the uploaded version because I know that I forgot to put down a potty for the little tiny human. But it's fixed in the uploaded version, so you should not be worrying about that. It's all good. Everything is functional. There is both a potty on the ground floor and also on the second floor. We have two hampers as well, which should be enough. The laundry machines are in the garage today, actually. I didn't put them in a room by itself. I also didn't put them in the kitchen. They're not in the basement. They are in the garage, which is a new one. I've never actually placed the laundry machines in the garage, but hey, just had to try something new, I guess. But I do know some places where they actually have laundry machines in the garage. So it's not like it's completely uncommon and unheard of or anything like that. It's just, I know that it differs from country to country. We've had this conversation like 3 times before or so, but in some places they place them in the garage. So I kind of took that for this build today. I feel like they have them in the garage of my dad's house actually, which is kind of not common in Denmark, but I don't know, it works for them. I would feel it's kind of weird because you can't keep track of, like, you'd have to go outside and then into the garage because their garage is not attached to the house, so they actually have to go outside to go into, like, to get to the garage. And I feel like that would be super annoying. Like, how do you keep track of when the machines are done? Do you have to put a timer or just keep track of the time? Because that's not something that I do personally. But I don't know, they figure it out, it's all good, it works for them, so. But anyways, so talking about the build. I suck at talking about the build. We guys, like, we know this here on the channel. Like, that's just not something that I usually do. I'll talk about it a little bit now and then, but not like sit here and actually talk about the build throughout the whole video. I don't know, I feel like you can already see what I'm doing, so why would I sit here and say what I'm doing as well? It's fine. But I just wanted to say a little bit about the color scheme because I know that everything is very brown in this house, but to me, fall is also, I'm really looking forward to fall, by the way, because fall and spring are my absolute favorite seasons. I think I like fall a little bit better than spring, or kind of depends on the year, actually. I feel like I would like fall more this year because spring didn't really turn out to be anything. We were in lockdown during spring, so I think I'll like fall better, although we might go into lockdown again, who knows. But I love the colors. Even though they're not like colors that I wear, they're not colors that I would decorate with here at home either. I tend to stick to white, gray, and black mostly, maybe a little bit of beige in like decor or paintings or, well, in my case, posters because I can't afford paintings, but you know. So they're not colors that I personally use. I don't really wear them either, even though they would probably go well on me with my hair, but I just don't really do that. I tend to, again, stick to white, gray, and black. Maybe a little bit of blue as well. I've been wearing a lot of blue lately, but I just like the colors. I think they're pretty, like green, army green, dusty kind of green, and then just all different kinds of brown. They're so warm and cozy and I just like them. So fall is definitely a season that I love very dearly, also because everything just gets kind of cozy. I don't know how to we've had this conversation before as well, because cozy in Danish, which is what I mean when I actually say cozy when I speak English, does not mean the same in English as it does in Danish. There's no English version of the word that we use, and it means a lot more than just cozy. It means like being content and happy, and either you are like being cozy by yourself or you're with friends or family, maybe you're playing board games or something. To me, I don't know, it's a big part of our culture, and it's something you can do during the summer, sure, but there's a lot of it during fall and also winter, especially like Christmas, is all about coziness. So I don't know, it just starts throughout, like coming out throughout fall, and I always look forward to that, like having hot chocolate and lighting up whatever candles and stuff. I don't know, it always makes me really happy and relaxed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it every year. So fall is just a season that I really, really love, and I feel like I'll like it a lot better this year compared to spring. So, but I do know that this house is very brown, and it's also very brown on purpose, but I know that it's not everyone's cup of tea necessarily. However, also ignore that planter. I fix it later on. I know that they're not the same colors right now, but I'll fix it, don't worry. But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you can't, like, every build can't be for everyone either way, so this might appeal to some people, while the black, white, gray builds might not appeal to those people either. That is just how it is when you do these kinds of things, or do these kinds of builds. That's just how it works. Also, I feel like I forgot to say how many people this is for. I should have said that at the start of the video, but again, like today, my brain is just a little bit woozy, so just, take it with a grain of salt. But it's for two parents, a teen, a kid, and also a tiny human. And they also have a cat. You could also fit in a dog here if you want to. There are no pet beds around the house, I don't think. There is, however, a cat tree house. So yeah, but you could fit in another pet in here if you want to. Or they could have two cats. I almost said two dogs, but two cats. They could definitely have two cats. I just felt like for a change, because usually with houses, I actually make room for dogs just because they have the backyard, and to me, it makes sense for them to have a dog then, because the dog can use the backyard. I don't know why, but that's just, my brain works that way. But today I decided to go with the cat instead, so. Also, the only bedroom that I kind of gave a slight personality or like a slight hobby or a sense of interest or something is actually the teens room, so this room, because I felt like I really needed to use the clothing rack again. I love clothing racks in real life. I've always envied other people having them because I've never really had one myself until I moved into this apartment. One of the first things I bought was a clothing rack because I don't know, I love to me, fashion is a lot about expressing yourself. So I love when you can do that even in your interior and like actually display your clothing. And I think it says a lot about you as a person, like your personal style. I don't know. I just feel like it does. So I love clothing racks for that reason. And I know it's a little bit fancy for this house because it's the Moschino one, but we only have one other one, which is the one from Get Famous, and it's not really the same because all the clothes are kind of packed in bags, basically, and because it's supposed to be like a custom or costume clothing rack for like movie sets and stuff. Or not for movie sets, but, you know, on movie sets where they have costumes and stuff for the actors. I think it's supposed to look something like that. So it doesn't really fit this kind of interior, but the Moschino one doesn't really either. I hope I get one that's a little bit more casual later on, but it's not an item that you'd have in like a normal house necessarily, because not everyone likes clothing racks, so I don't think we're gonna get that. By the way, because this video is quite long and we're only halfway through the voiceover, I kind of want to know, like, because they said upon the disaster, or not disaster, but the not success that was the Star Wars pack, they actually said that they were gonna announce the next pack, I think within the next couple of weeks, which is very soon. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit because they're not supposed to until like October or so, and then the pack should come out like 3 weeks after, but apparently they're announcing it soon, or at least like giving us some kind of clue of what it is. But I have no idea what it's gonna be. So if you have an idea or a feeling, a gut feeling, something like that, let me know in the comments because I would love to know. I've talked to some of my fellow YouTuber friends, some of my fellow Sims tubers, and we kind of Sims tubers, it's such whatever. I kind of like it, but at the same time, some days I kind of don't. It's fine. But we've talked about how it might be a hotel pack, which would be kind of cool, even though it's definitely a travel destination, and a lot of people are kind of tired of travel destinations, but I feel like for a pack like that with hotels and stuff, it kind of has to be a travel destination, so that is what it is. But it could be like a travel world, but with different areas. One is maybe more summery, one might be more wintry or something. I don't really know. But that's what we kind of think it's gonna be. We're not totally sure though. We don't know anything, just in case. Like, Game Changers have not been told anything. So if you think I'm giving you guys clues right now, I'm really not, because I know nada. I know nothing. But yeah, let me know if you have any idea, if you have a gut feeling or you've read something, or there's a lot of fake leaks on Twitter, by the way, so just take them with a grain of salt as well. But if you have like a slight clue, let me know. I definitely feel like it would be something that's a little bit more appealing to the general player base, so not something supernatural, because we just got Star Wars. Eco lifestyle is not necessarily something that is super versatile either. The furniture is, yes, the furniture is nice. Love all the build buy stuff in it. I use it all the time, as you've probably noticed by now. We have a small hamper here, which is from Eco Lifestyle, and also the plants over in the corner. So a lot of the items are very versatile, and I use them a lot. I feel like a lot of people use them a lot. Also love the wallpapers in that pack. But the gameplay itself, good as it was, I don't think it's something that's necessarily appealing to a lot of people that play with families and stuff. So I have because the main player base in The Sims is actually, I think at least, is actually like family gameplay based. So I would think that the next pack would be something that's a bit more appealing to them, considering we just got Star Wars. That is definitely not appealing to them. And also Eco Lifestyle, which is a bit like, it's a bit out of the ordinary, it's a bit different. But something like a travel world would fit with that sort of gameplay, I think, because that means you can go on vacation, but like not just Granite Falls, which is good for family gameplay, yes, but then you have like Jungle Adventure, which is not necessarily good for family gameplay. What other travel destinations do we have? I think it's just those two and then Batu definitely not being for family gameplay. So I would think that it would work for that player base as well. And I think they are desperately needing something. So I'm good with whatever we're getting as long as it's not something supernatural, even though I would love fairies myself because I think they are super cute. I'm not into like zombies, for example. That's just not my thing. I love vampires, like the whole premise of vampires, also because relatable, but not the blood thing, drinking thing, don't worry, but like the being pale and looking kind of like you're half dead all the time. Can relate to that, but zombies, nah, can't relate to them. So I don't know. Fairies though are kind of cute, and I would love to have them in The Sims at some point, but not now. I don't think this is the time. And also improved aliens. I've never been interested in aliens whatsoever. That's why I haven't really done like rainbow aliens yet, even though it's been requested so many times. I should probably like actually get to it. I feel like I would have to wait for them to be improved, but I don't know if they're going to because technically they came with Get to Work. How are they going to improve on, like, that was the first expansion pack as well, so how are they going to go back and improve on a life state that we got with the first expansion pack unless they actually go back and update every pack that we've gotten, like every so that's Get to Work and Get Together. Am I missing an expansion pack? I feel like those were the first two. I might be missing one because I don't remember every single pack. There's a lot by now, just in case you were wondering, like there's a lot. But unless they go back and update those, and I feel like they might be prioritizing updating base game over updating specific expansion packs, especially with the skin tone problem, and I'm also hoping for more hair tones, hair colors, just because I would love one that's a little bit on the lighter ginger side myself. But I don't know. I feel like they're focusing mainly on updating the base game over actual like past packs that we've gotten, because everyone has the base game, but not everyone has Get to Work necessarily. So it would benefit more people if they updated the base game after, I'm talking like after skin tone issues, because that's something that needs to be fixed. So I don't know if they're gonna actually improve on aliens at some point, but maybe I should wait with the cast video until they do. I feel like that might never happen, so I'll never do the rainbow aliens. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, let me know what you think about the next EP. I wonder if they're teasing it today, and I'm just sitting here doing my voiceover, and it turns out that Twitter is going nuts right now or something. That would be typical. I feel like that's actually happened before, where I've been sitting here speculating about a pack, and then I wouldn't really notice because I can't read on Twitter at the same time as I'm doing my voiceover. I have to sit here and just concentrate on the voiceover. Otherwise, it's my second language and I just can't. I get sidetracked and it doesn't, well, I'm already sidetracked, but it doesn't work. I won't be able to talk, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So they might be going crazy on Twitter right now while I'm doing the voiceover about a new pack announcement or something. I don't really know. It would be kind of funny if that happened though. So I do want to talk a little bit about the backyard because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing half the time I was working on the backyard. Just so you know, if it looks like a mess, that's why. I feel like it turned out okay though. I feel like it had a natural flow at the end of it. But here at the start, I was struggling so much with the shape because I didn't want it to be a box. Because I don't like, it's the same with houses. If they're just like a square or a rectangle, they get kind of annoying to like do the layout of. So I didn't want it to be a box. I wanted there to be some shape of some sort, but I also kind of think I gave it too much shape. However, it's my backyard. I can do with it what I want. So it ends up looking a little bit like, the layout is sort of like this. So we have a pergola area, and then this area over here that I'm kind of framing up with hedges is going to be a sand pit, and then they have the pool. They also have some bigger plant pots that are they're kind of like randomly placed, but I feel like it works because it kind of gives the backyard a more natural flow. And then that's also where I forgot to do the landscaping, just so you know, but I'll go back and fix that before I upload it to the gallery, so like don't worry about that. And then of course I also have to, because it's a family home, I had to give them a little area, which is where you can see I put down some tiles, but that's where their bikes and also their trash cans are gonna be. So I do like, I like how it looks at the end, but it took me some time to get to that point because I did not know what to do with this backyard. Because I both wanted it to be autumnal, which I don't fully know if it is. The trees are kind of, I chose a lot of trees that don't necessarily go gray, what? Go brown and like lose their leaves and stuff. They're not evergreens, but there's a couple that, or I think there are 2 evergreens, maybe, but there's a couple that definitely look like they have some thinner leaves, so they don't go brown and they don't necessarily, well, they probably do fall off, but I don't know. Once it turns autumn in your game, you'll know, or fall, whatever you want to call that. I can call them both because it's not my language. It's kind of like what I'm feeling in the moment. Sometimes I'll say fall, sometimes I'll say autumn. It's all good. But the trees are definitely, I specifically chose the trees that I thought looked a little bit more autumnal compared to the other trees. But I don't know, like, what does an autumn backyard look like? Like, I don't know. So yeah, I could maybe put like a greenhouse or something, but I don't like having, what's it called? Not hedges, but fencing, and then putting, even though that's what houses, like backyards, look like in real life. But I don't like how it looks in The Sims when you have fencing down and then you put a greenhouse somewhere up against the fencing, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just don't like how it looks. So I didn't want to do that today, but they definitely have enough to do in the backyard, I would say. With the pool, there's a nice little lounge area as well. They have the pergola area up here where I ended up putting an outdoors kitchen. There's a lounge area as well, of course, a big dining table. So I think they could even, there's enough spots for them to even have a friend over or a grandparent, but just one, because it's a bigger family that we're dealing with today. It's a 6-person family plus pets. So it's actually the same size as my family, which is kind of funny. It's not really funny. Wait, no, it's 5. How many kids are there? 3 kids. It's 5. I can count, I swear. Anyway, so they could have both grandparents over. They got a little bonus there. Congratulations. I was like, how can there be 6 people in this family when there's only 4 different life stages? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, whatever. Because there's only one of each of the children's life stages, so 1 teen, 1 child, and 1 toddler. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, they should have enough to do. The teen probably doesn't have a lot to do unless they're into gardening or something. Maybe they could take their guitar and sit outside in the lounge area or swim around in the pool, but both the toddler and also the child at least have the sand pit. And then, of course, for the parents, there's the plant pots, the pool, the kitchen, so on and so on. Plus, I also put a swing in the front yard. I don't know if I included that, but there is a swing as well to kind of like signify or whatever that this is a family home. I like to do that sometimes with the front yard, like put down a swing so you can see this is a family home. So, but anyways, I think I'll wrap up this voiceover now. I'm getting really hungry. I have not eaten after my nap because I just had to get this voiceover done. So I'm getting really, really hungry. I've actually started eating dinner at like 4, which is weird because I'm up until 3, which doesn't make any sense. I'm up for 11 hours after I've had dinner. That's probably not good. But I always get hungry around 4, so I just have dinner then. And now it's like 6, so I'm 2 hours behind. I'm getting really hungry. But this is the build. I hope you guys like it. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Back on how I used to be, I always thought that love was made for me. Oh well, I was just as blue-eyed as the sky could ever be. Loving you has made me realize I'm so tired of love songs. Life never turns out the way they do. I've been trying for so long, looking for someone who wants me to. I've heard every cliche there is, and none of them make sense. I'm so tired of love songs. I'm sick and raindrops start to dry. And even when the sun begins to shine again, I've taken all the advice there is and none of it has helped. I'm so tired of